Previously on Survivor.
I felt like people were scared. Like, they were generally, upset with themselves.
If I'm Kelechi and Jay, and we don't vote with them again, we're screwed. Like, they are going to attach themselves to whoever is left.
My goal is to be the tie vote, breaking of the tie vote.
It's a big move. We're gonna use Jay's advantage to make a sneak vote against Audrey. We think that Audrey, as of right now, probably has the strongest case to win.
With this vote, I am going to become the biggest threat left in the game.
The 10th person voted out of Survivor Zoom Island, and the 5th member of our jury, Audrey.
This is gonna be so awkward.
I read that.
I eat one head of lettuce. I actually feel like
I thought it was gonna be
Hello, greetings from the final six. Woo, very exciting, still here. However, we did lose a member of our trio at the past tribal council. Very sad. To tell you what was going on in my brain during that tribal council, since when were there other, advantages in the game? I didn't even know those existed. Obviously it screwed me over, but props for that, very exciting, made for good television. Anyways, so all that planning that we did just to have this wrench thrown in it. And yeah, it had me for a second there. I was like, wow, okay, stealing Matt Brenner's vote. We all vote for Matt Brenner. Okay, cool. And I was like, it's kind of weird that he is using the steal a vote now. We would have had the numbers anyway, unless they weren't sure, if we were trying to pull something with Matt. I guess maybe, I could have justified it that way. And I was like, whatever, okay, we're all voting Matt. And I write Matt down, I cast my vote. And as I am leaving my voting booth, I'm like, wait, he stole his vote. Again, this is a little bit on me for only half paying attention during tribal. They don't have 3 votes. They have 4 votes. I was like, oh, haha, wouldn't that be so funny if it tied 3-3 now? No, they have 4 votes, and one of us is about to die. I really pieced it together in the slowest of motion. If I'm them, I'm voting out Audrey. She's the biggest, juiciest target. She has a really good chance of winning. They aren't really close with her from anything in particular, and the 3 of us have been voting together the past several rounds. There's really no reason to keep all 3 of us in. If I were them, I would vote Audrey. Again, in my heart, I figured it would be Audrey. And it was. And, there was part of me that was like, oh my God, do I need to play my idol now? But as much as I thought it would probably be Audrey, what if it was me and then I look like an idiot playing my idol on somebody else just to go home?
Hi, I'm Jay Dillon. I'm 2 votes years old, and I am a professional Survivor player. So the plan worked perfectly. Audrey went home. And I got a lot of praise for it. A lot of people texted me. A lot of people said, that was a great move. That was really cool. And I get a lot of credit for it. It was kind of my move. Even though Kelechi and Julia had a pretty big part in it, I'm going to get the lion's share credit for it, which is good, which wouldn't be good if I didn't have built-in immunity over the next 2 days. But I do, so that's great. I think I am the biggest threat now. I stole Matt's vote, and I voted out Audrey with that vote, and it went off without a hitch. The plan worked perfectly. Audrey's gone. The biggest threat is gone.
Tonight couldn't have gone better. Tonight couldn't have gone better. What can I say? What can I say? As far as the voting went, couldn't have gone better. Bro, Zach was over here texting our chat with me, him, Jay, and Taryn, being like, damn, I didn't know you had that in your sleeve, boy. Like, da-da-da. And he was like, oh yeah, it'll be unanimous against Matt now. Yeah, he was hype. The whole time it was Audrey. Literally, like, his text changed. Like, he was like, oh yeah, this is nuts. He'll never see, there's nothing he can do. And then he was like, oh, well, I guess I was wrong. Yeah, whoopsies. Yeah, that one was for Lewis, respectfully. Because if we had voted Matt at the original time, none of this would have happened. With the move that we played, Zach and Taryn don't really have a fucking choice but to work with us. They can be upset about this, but they either work with me, Jay, and Julia, or they work with Matt, or they work with each other. Like, you know what I mean? They're kind of fish out of water now that Audrey's out. They don't have, like, a numbers advantage. Before, it was kind of 3-3 and Matt. Now it's 3-2 and Matt. So it's like, if they're gonna play, if they want to take a shot, they best not miss.
I think I have to go threat hunting at this point. I think that's my end game goal. I have to take out Kelechi. That's probably the next one, which is kind of a shame. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough thing to do. I would rather get to the final four with Zach, with Julia, and with Matt, because I think I can beat any of them at the end. I think I could probably beat Taryn too, but and I could probably beat Kelechi, but I would rather have both of them out, I think. They're the two biggest threats left.
So just as a refresher, when there are 4 people left in the game, so 2 votes from now, we will have our final immunity challenge where one person is going to win individual immunity. So that will guarantee themselves final 3. That person will have the power to choose somebody to take with them to the final 3. The other 2 people will compete in a tiebreaker challenge to earn that last spot. The person who wins immunity also has the option to pick someone to go to the final 3, give up their immunity, give it to somebody else, and put themselves into the challenge if that's something that you want to do. Are you guys ready to get into today's immunity challenge? Come on, guys. You guys don't seem excited at all. Okay.
No more
Amazing.
murder mystery, please.
Today's challenge is for individual immunity and reward. That's right. The person who wins this challenge will guarantee themselves a spot in the final 5 and will also win a reward. Now, let me give some context here.
Is it Applebee's?
So
on the show.
my favorite, or one of my favorite parts of Survivor is when they do reward challenges. One of my favorite iterations of this award, of the reward challenges, is the Outback Steakhouse reward. When somebody wins the reward, they get an Outback Steakhouse feast, and they get to enjoy all this food while everybody else starves on the beach. So the person who wins tonight's individual immunity challenge will win a $20 gift card to Outback Steakhouse. Worth playing for?
Absolutely. Audrey does not know what she's missing.
I've never been to Australia.
For today's challenge, we will be doing another Jackbox game called Role Models. It basically will give you like a category so let's say it's like characters from The Office. Each person has to vote for who in the game would be like each character. So who would be like Michael Scott, who would be Dwight Schrute. Your goal here is to vote for what you think everybody else is going to play. So you want to pick the majority answer.
Hi, welcome to Role Models. It looks like a social science lab, but it feels like a social science hug. Here at the lab, we've spent years searching for the genetic magic that makes each and every human a truly unique individual. But that was hard, so we found a shortcut. We theorize every friend group has some version of the smart one, the popular one, the troubled loner who I can change. You get the idea. And these roles make it a lot easier to figure people out with science. You guys are going to match your fellow test subjects to the roles that fit them best. My lovely assistant will put all the data into the tubes, and at the end, we'll crunch the numbers and tell each of you who you really are. Now, let's see. I've got everybody's next of kin on file. Okay, let's do this. Everyone vote for the category that looks the most interesting, preferably something you all know a bit about. Which high school yearbook superlative best suits each of you?
All right, we're looking
So,
for
on your
best
device,
hair,
you've got the
class
names of your
clown,
fellow
most
lab
artistic,
rats.
biggest
Drag each one
gossip,
to the role you
cutest
think
couple,
fits them best.
and picture
that includes
available.
yourself. Oh, and you'll see a little 99% sign next to each role. Tap that to lock in the answer you're 99% certain will match what everyone else picks. I'll make it worth your while if you're right, so make sure to pick someone.
5 seconds left, so get those votes in. I feel like we're missing 2 still. Someone
Let's
not
see
submit?
who's who.
All right, best hair.
Let's look at those votes. Get rid of the outliers.
All right,
That's
we got
our
Taryn,
winner.
best hair. Nice.
I like to keep my guinea pigs motivated, so I'll give you guys these nutritious science pellets. Whatever your answers match the group. Whoever has the most at the end is my lab rat of the month. Plus, they keep your pelts shiny.
Class clown. We got Kelechi.
Who's funny now? Actually, you are.
I did get class clown in high school.
And your 99% guess was 100% right.
Oh wait, what is that?
Oh, you can, if you think that, if you're really confident about
Subjects who
one, put the
already have a role can't
99%
get
thing
this
on there,
one,
and I think you
so
can get
we'll
more
take out
points or
these
something.
votes.
Yeah, I totally missed that rule. That was
I
amazing.
totally forgot about
Did you
it,
hear
so
who was
I should
voted
All good, man.
biggest gossip? Secretly, everybody hates
Cutest
you.
couple. Jay is just cutest couple himself. Zach.
Well,
Picture
glad you
unavailable.
could make it.
Bro did not
I mean, in
fill
this
up the picture
instance,
today.
for the game, it is true.
Yeah.
Looks like your peers weren't feeling any of these roles for you. I've got a Plan B role that might speak to you. Everyone vote on which role this controversial subject deserves.
All right, is Maddie better most artistic or the class bully?
You really earned this.
Nice.
And I'll reward your behavior with some science pellets. Here's how it all shook out. And here's how you're doing on science pellets. Remember, you get pellets when your answers match the group or you perform the best in a tiebreaker experiment. Keep that in mind if you want to beat your fellow guinea pigs.
So we got Julia and Zach tied for first. All right, people in a ride share.
Which person in this ride share are you? Okay, make those matches. And
Okay.
don't forget to tap that 99% next to the role you're most sure about.
We are looking for driving the car, boldly sitting up front, wearing sunglasses and quietly crying, talking loudly on the phone, violently vomiting, and got in the wrong car. All right, Jay Dolan driving the car.
Beep beep.
Taryn is wearing sunglasses
I'll
and
give
quietly
you a
crying.
To be honest, these are a little different on the phone screen. I don't think I
Yeah, I was saying I didn't see the full.
I didn't get the on the phone part.
Really?
I was mostly looking at my phone screen for these, so I don't know if that changes
99%
things.
bonus
Oh.
pellets to award.
Huh. That is odd.
It was just less text, like it was nothing
Yeah.
like different outright.
Maybe, yeah, I guess maybe they just paraphrase it.
Ooh, I love a tie. It means we get more
Julia
data.
and Maddie are tied here. They're violently vomiting.
Vote on your devices now. The winning subject gets the role. Wow, this was the role you were made for. And this role comes with some science pellets.
Got in the wrong car, goes to Zach.
Get out. Ooh, still no role for you after
This
all
man
that
again.
data. Don't worry. I've got a backup role that might
This guy
fit
just
you
needs
better.
so much data.
Everyone vote on which role should go to our mysterious test subject.
All right, is Maddie boldly sitting up front or eating all the free mints?
You did it!
Damn, I'm watching.
Sort of.
Damn.
That's the lineup. Oh, and you? You are scary good at this. Do you want a
All right.
job?
Jay and Zach now tied for first.
Based on your roles, you're total opposites. At least in this one extremely specific way. We're not leaving here until we find out which of you is better at being you. What would be your go-to outfit for a blind date? I want both of you to write an answer that really plays up the characteristic
just
about
them?
you. The others
Yeah,
will
it's
decide
just
who did the
Julia and
best.
Zach answering the question.
Judging by all the other data points, we're going with
That
you.
seemed a bit arbitrary.
Yeah.
The office, like the example that I used.
Dude, read the script.
Yeah. All right, we got Jim, Pam, Michael Scott, Dwight, Phyllis, Toby. All right, Jay's Jim. Cool. And Julia and Zach got the 99% thing. Taryn is Pam.
Wash.
You really know yourself, or at least what your friends think of you.
And Jay and Maddie got the 99%. Kelechi
Hey, you got the
is
role you
overwhelmingly Michael Scott. Zach is Dwight, for sure. Zach is really not
Nice
doing
job
great on this
reading the
one.
room, my man.
Julia,
Only I hadn't watched the
Dillon.
show like 12 years ago.
Yeah. This is great.
Called it.
Maddie Brenner is Toby. I love how everyone was so certain on these. Well, almost everyone.
Here's who's who.
Damn.
All right,
Oh.
Jay's in the lead.
One last thing before
doesn't
we
he just
end
win?
the experiment.
That's
Let's
what I
see if we can draw
thought.
any more conclusions from your roles.
Well, maybe they tell us stuff.
One last
You
thing,
guys.
I guess. Oh,
I think they're
Oh,
the
Your
last
roles tell
thing.
me you share a common personality trait. I can't stand not
Hey.
knowing who better.
Nice.
What single artistic flourish would you add to the Mona Lisa? Answer the prompt on your
I hate
devices,
the Mona
and we'll
Lisa.
settle this once and for all. There you have it. Vote on your devices now. The results are in.
All right, Kelechi got the votes.
You two. Your roles tell me you've got something in common. You guys are like twins, but one of you has to be better. What would you honestly like to write on your welcome mat? Answer the prompt on your devices, and we'll settle this once and for all. There it is. Vote on your devices now. Makes sense to me.
Wow.
You two,
Traits.
your roles tell me you share a common characteristic,
What?
which is cute and all,
Aw.
but there can be
Thank
only
you.
one.
Damn.
Godzilla is attacking your city. What do? That's what we're working with. Vote on your devices now. The process works.
I didn't have an answer for that. I would have just. That's my honest answer. I would have just died.
That's it. The experiment's complete. Get ready for your final
Did we
rolls
tie,
as
Zach?
determined by everything your fellow
I have no
subjects said
idea how
about
the scoring in
you.
that portion works. So maybe.
We'll find out.
That adds up. I feel like these are kind of accurate. Dare I say?
And my favorite little lab rat with the most total
I guess we
science
did not.
pellets is...
He's cute. He's dependable.
Pseudo
prankster. He's a winner.
Jay Dolan. So we concluded the challenge declaring Jay the winner, but then we took a second look at the screen and realized that the game had actually declared both Jay and Zach the winner. So as such, in the sake of fairness, we're going to do a bit of a tiebreaker challenge. Basically, we're going to go back to touchy subjects. We're going to go back to the questions that we hadn't done with the whole group. And you guys are going to have to figure out what the majority answers were for the remaining 8 or 9 questions that we had.
I lost this tiebreaker last time, Miguel. I lost this exact tiebreaker last time.
We're basically doing like a sudden death, but we're going to do like win by 2. So the first one of you to get up by 2 wins. There are 2 correct answers here. Who is currently having a quarter life crisis? Reveal. Jay says Julia. Zach says himself. The correct answers are Julia and Zach. So you guys.
Oh, okay.
Who is the best at challenges? Reveal. Both of you said Kelechi. That is the correct answer. So both of you got it.
Oh no.
Who is most likely to not wash their hands after using the bathroom? Reveal. All right. Jay said Maddie. Zach said Jack. Correct answer is Jack. So Zach.
No way. Jay, I wrote Matt and then scribbled it out.
Next question is, who would you like to be in the final 3 with? Reveal. All right, both these said Julia. That is the correct answer. Who is most likely to be a millionaire? There are 2 correct answers here. Reveal. All right, Jay says Kelechi. Zach says Jay. The correct answers were Kelechi and Zach. So
Ooh, we're tied
again. Who are you least likely to invite to a family dinner? There are 2 correct answers. Reveal. So so both Jay and Zach said Maddie. Those are both incorrect. The correct answers were Kelechi and Julia. Who is most likely to sell feet pics on the internet? Reveal. Jay says Julia.
Oh, I completely missed. I'm sorry.
Zach says Kelechi. The correct answer is Julia. So Jay is up by 1.
Oh dear.
Who is most likely to win this challenge? There are 3 correct answers. Reveal. Jay says himself. Zach says Kelechi. The correct answers were Kelechi, Maddie, and Taryn. So Zach.
We're tied again.
Last one is, who is the most talented? Reveal. Jay says Zach. Zach says Taryn. Both are incorrect. The correct answer was Kelechi.
Damn it.
Okay.
So it's like we never even did this.
So we are still tied.
Yep. You know what? Let's make it more interesting. Since we're tied now, let's do sudden death. Totally.
Oh, spicy.
Okay.
Let's spice it up. For this next portion, I'm going to be testing how well you were paying attention to things going on in the game. So these questions are about anything that could have happened at the sessions, or anything just like going on in the game. That's knowledge that's available to you guys, but up to you if you remember it. First question. What was the correct answer to the murder mystery? I need the person.
I knew you were
and
gonna
the
ask
weapon.
that.
If only I knew.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Didn't you? All I wrote was Pat.
Okay. Jay said Pat. Do you want to guess the weapon?
We got the gun. I know I'm wrong.
Zach said, wait, what was your answer, Zach?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Sean with a gun.
Sean with a gun.
It was
Zach,
Sean Gunn.
That is correct. So therefore, Zach wins individual immunity, guaranteeing himself a spot in the final 5, and also winning himself a $20 Outback Steakhouse gift card. Congratulations, Zach.
Thank you. Is this like one of those rewards in the show where I get to bring someone on because like we're the competitor, we're on our second tiebreaker. I feel like can I give Jay $10 of the Outback gift card?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll send you guys both a $10 Outback Steakhouse gift card because why not?
All right.
That's nice of you. I'm sending that $10 right back. You earned it.
So are we just gonna, for the rest of our lives, we'll just transit the Outback?
Send $10 back and forth.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know how much you can realistically get at Outback Steakhouse for $10.
A beer on draft, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe
Like
I don't know how much
three-quarters of a bloomin' onion,
Yeah, I was
maybe.
gonna say I don't know how much a bloomin' onion is.
I knew that question was going to come up. I just knew that he was going to ask about the fucking murder mystery. And I was desperately trying to, I looked back in the old files, trying to see like what the question even was, who the people were. I couldn't remember. And it was Sean. Oh my God, the moment that Zach showed his answer, he said Sean with the gun, I yelped. I got so mad. And I lost. So, I lost immunity. Zach won.
Bro, Jay literally fails repeatedly in the clutch. Literally fails repeatedly. Like, this is the second time, maybe third, that he's like absolutely sold. Here's the thing. I'm gonna work with Jay, and hopefully we can get to the final three together. But one of the reasons that I'm like I can work with Jay to the final three is that like genuinely, if it came down to us three, I wouldn't mind losing to Jay, fair enough. But I feel like he has repeatedly lost in the clutch. Clutch hasn't lost in the clutch. He has repeatedly like absolutely folded when he was so close. So I feel like if I got put in the final three with him, I could pay that against him.
Zach won immunity. He won the immunity challenge in double overtime. So once again, here we are in a situation where there is a way for us to make it to the next round, both of us. He has immunity, I could play my idol. I, once again, have to try and think like Jay and Kelechi, who definitely still have power this round. They have worked with Julia. I would say Matt is still a wild card. So trying to guess where the votes are gonna go is tough.
I don't think I'm going home because like I said, mathematically, that's not the right decision. This is the 1 week that I'm saying that. And I'm not begging to go home. Because, hey, I think it's like too far past to say I don't care enough in comparison to these people, or don't deserve it enough in comparison to these people, because if they've let me go on this long, like, I think it'd be really funny if I keep going.
The ideal situation would be that they don't know I have an idol that I'm gonna play on myself, and then they vote for me. Then Zach and I can decide who goes home. Ideally, we would use it to make a bit of a bigger move than just trying to go with a majority, which is tough because Kelechi, Jay, and Julia, you know, if all three of them are voting the same way, it's hard to know where they're going for sure, if they're even all gonna be working together again. So that's part of the issue. And then also using my idol this round means that Zach and I are vulnerable again for the next round, where we still would not be in a super safe, comfy situation. But that would look so dumb to get voted out at the final 6 because I was trying to be stingy and hold on to the idol till the end. Oh, also, there's still another idol that, again, I believe Kelechi or Jay to have. So definitely makes that tough. Wondering if they're gonna play one, who who has it. I don't still know exactly who has it. If they would play it on one another, if they would play it on someone else, like, I don't know. My little pea brain, it's been through it this game.
Hi, I'm Jay Dillon. I'm 80,000 years old, and I'm a professional bad guy. Scary. I'm gonna put on my scary bad guy hood. Scary bad guy. I'm gonna do some stuff that's probably not gonna be popular tonight. People are not gonna love what I have planned. Everybody in different ways is not gonna like what I have planned, assuming it goes through. Preface all of this with assuming it goes through. My plan tonight is Kelechi. She is too big of a threat, in my opinion.
I don't know if people see me as a threat. They should. They absolutely should. But I just think I'm just so lovable and amazing and sexy and hot. And so humble. I just think that, like, I think everyone thinks I'm kind of just, like, goofing off. And I am kind of just goofing off, to be fair. Like, I'm not really giving too much critical thought into this. So they don't see me as a threat. They're gonna, like, play to the other people who they think are thinking more smartly with their brains. But they don't know that I'm just on a different level of intelligence. Like, I might just be goofing off, but this goofing off is like a IQ of, like, 1,000. Is that high? Yeah, that's high. Yeah. So it's like, no. It's not that I'm not engaged in your game of checkers. It's that I'm playing chess. And I've been moving you guys along, opening up the middle. Good, strong starting strategy. I've been opening up the middle and then letting my pieces get in. And you haven't even seen me coming. Probably because I've just been joking around the whole time.
Without a doubt, playing Safety Without Power tonight. That's a guarantee. I'm not going home tonight. What I wanted to do this week is, once I knew that I wasn't immune, or that I didn't have the necklace, I knew that I was using Safety Without Power. So I wanted to create a plan that didn't require my vote. I wanted there to be a 4-2 vote with me on the 4 side, and I could drop out, and I could also take credit for creating the plan. Because if this plan goes through tonight, I made it. I made this plan. I mean, people could say that they were thinking about it, but I put it into motion this week if it happens.
The two main targets are Matt or Taryn. I think if anyone outside of Matt and Taryn were to catch a vote, it would be more likely Jay than I, because it was technically Jay's advantage. So maybe people think he might be hiding another one.
But I think we're going to keep things relatively simple this week. The vibe seems to be, let's vote for Kelechi because she has a good chance of winning, did well in the survey, has a strong social game, yada, yada, yada. Myself and Taryn don't really buy that because I don't really think anyone has actually voted with us since the merge, which is fair, I guess. So the plan is to just go along with that plan and say we're none the wiser. I mean, the vote makes sense on paper, so why not? And presumably there will be a cheeky little idle play on Kelechi, but that's not going to matter because there will also be a cheeky little idle play on Taryn, in which case myself and Taryn and Kelechi will be immune. And at that point, it doesn't really matter who goes home because I'm not aligned with any of the people who are left anyway. So they can choose amongst themselves who they want to lose this round. That sounds a little harsh, but whatever. Or we could just throw the one vote onto Jay and decide ourselves, but then we look a little bit bad if it turns out the vote actually was for Kelechi. So in terms of keeping up relationships that don't even exist in the first place, maybe that's the move.
No one can say that I'm not playing aggressively and offensively right now, because that's what I'm trying to do. And that's the game that I wanted to play. I could have played a social game all the way to the end. Right now, if I didn't turn on Kelechi and I didn't use any of my advantages, I would get to the end. I'd get to the end. I mean, I think I'd lose, but I'd get to the end. I don't even think I would lose. I think that I would have a shot, but if I get there and get rid of all the big threats in the way, then I have an even better shot. Kelechi was voted the most likely to win the game in touchy subjects, but that is probably not the most accurate one that's left. I mean, it's very accurate, but the most accurate answer was who's most likely to stab you in the back. And that's this guy. I am gonna do some serious backstabbing tonight. And it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great because Kelechi is my friend. I don't want to have to do it to her, but I want to win. We've been playing this game for so long. We've been playing this game for months now. My first confession was in October, and it's almost the end of January. I want to win because we put so much time in, so I have to do it. I have to do it. I'm sorry, Kelechi. You know I love you, Kelechi. But I had to toss you under the bus because I want to win. I want that dub.
So welcome to the Final Six Tribal Council. Congratulations on making it this far. Today we will find out who will be the next person voted out and the next member of our jury. But first, as always, I have a few questions for you guys to get some knowledge about what's really going on in the game, because I'm not playing the game. You guys are. You guys know everything. I don't know anything. So I want to start with Jay. So Jay, last week, you played that vote steal advantage, stealing that vote from Maddie. I wanted to, get your perspective on why did you decide to play the advantage?
So in my eyes, I think around the final 7 is a good time to start looking towards the future, looking towards the end game. And Audrey was a really, really big threat. I mean, she nailed the idol play a few rounds earlier. So she was someone that I really, really wanted to be able to take out. And I've been, I think, pretty vocal with people that I think that there are some threats here that we should maybe prioritize, some people that have good cases at the end.
Yeah, who would some of those people be? Who would you say are the biggest threats in the game right now?
That's a tough question, Miguel. That's a pretty brutal question. They're the people that have done well in the challenges so far. So Kelechi's won a challenge, Zach's won a challenge, Julia's won a challenge. Zach played an idol, that was big. I played the advantage, that was big. I mean, everybody has different things in this game that make them a bigger threat. It's just kind of trying to figure out what the most important things, at least in my eyes, that's all I can do, is guess based on my criteria who would be the big threats.
All right. Well, Maddie, what was your reaction to having your vote taken away from you at the last tribal council? Were you surprised or were you expecting that sort of thing to happen? Give me your thoughts.
I was quite surprised. I thought it would be revealed kind of as a way that for everyone to win, not something to find. So yeah, it definitely took me by surprise.
Yeah, do you feel like any ill will toward Jay for stealing your vote during tribal last week? Are you trying to look for revenge at all?
I think this whole game has been, my name's been in tribal a bunch, so seems like there's always been the possibility of something happening involving me going home. So I just respect the move at the end of the day, and there's no ill will.
Kelechi, I really enjoyed the touchy subjects challenge. I feel like it really revealed some information about what was going on between the people in the game still. And obviously during that challenge, you were voted by everyone by the majority as the most likely to win the game. But I'm kind of scratching my head here because to this day, you still haven't received a single vote at a tribal council. So if you're the biggest threat, why do you think you haven't received any votes yet?
Yes, so I'm going to put that down on the race card. Nobody wants to be the one to nobody wants to be the one to take out literally 100% of the diversity in the challenge. That's fine. I'd like to think that I'm a bit of a gabber and that with the relationships I've been able to make with people, the gabbing I've been able to do here and there. People trust me, and not to mention that I'm just so fun to be around, and hot and hilarious, just an all around goober. So I feel like that. I feel like a lot of people do appreciate my presence, in terms of voting strategies, just strategizing in general in terms of because I feel like it's very clear that I have my ear to the ground, if that's the saying. I'm surprised. I'm not like, yeah, I mean, I think people are being around me, so I am a little bit surprised of like never getting a vote, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, so.
So I want to move to Julia. Julia, last week you told me, so like you'd want immunity. You told me, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll start trying in this game. Maybe I'll start trying to strategize and make some moves. So I
That's
want to
crazy.
know, how did that manifest this week?
So it didn't. So that was honestly quickest New Year's resolution I gave up on.
Taryn, I feel like tribal council is like sometimes can be a great way to like air out grievances. So I'm wondering, is there anybody in the game, obviously like you probably have your alliances, but is there anybody in the game right now who you feel like does not have your back or you feel like has backstabbed you in any sort of way? I'm curious what your thoughts are there.
This is a crazy question to ask me, Miguel. I'm gonna say, based on that question, I'm gonna air out my grievances with you in this moment for asking me that question.
Sure.
Um,
Lay it on me.
yeah, that was crazy. I mean, yeah, part of the game is lying, so people have lied to me, to further their own agendas. I am still here, so as much as there's been like lying, backstabbing, it hasn't killed me yet. So I guess at the end of the day, that's okay.
Zach, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Obviously we've been having a lot of conversations about like who might be a bigger threat to win at this point in the game, who might you want to, take to the final three and all that sort of stuff. I want you to take the people who are in the game and rank them from least to most likely to win.
All right, sure, yeah. Why not? I guess we'll start at the bottom, and I'm gonna be pretty flexible with this. Like, honestly, you could jump up 4 spots based on how you present yourself to the jury. You could drop down to the very bottom if you're bad at making an argument in the end. It all comes down to what kind of story you're able to tell with what you've done. I'm basing on her tribal council answers and lack of presented enthusiasm. I would put Julia maybe near the bottom just because she doesn't seem very spirited in the argument she's making. So I have to assume that sort of behavior might translate to her final tribal council speech. In fifth place right now, I would maybe put, I don't know, Taryn, and it's all really very close at this point. Taryn and myself are pretty closely aligned, as most people know, so we're gonna probably end up cannibalizing each other's votes if we're both there at the end. That's a problem to be solved at a later date. But yeah. And then I'll put myself slightly above that. Yes, I played an idol, but didn't exactly need to be played and was more flashy than full of substance. I have an immunity win, but it was pretty neck and neck. It could have gone to Jay as well. That brings us to our top three. I'm pretty actually respecting of the rest of the other three's games, all for very different reason. Kelechi, as she has said, is a gabber. She's a very good social player. She has a lot of connections that I think she utilizes very well. I've seen and both been on the receiving end of a couple times throughout the course of the season. There's Matt, who, as you mentioned, has had his name written down a lot. If I had to guess, probably the most out of everyone in this tribe still. And he also has survived all those times. He even survived the time that his vote was stolen. So that is also a pretty interesting narrative if you're able to tell it the right way at the end. And then finally is Jay, who was on the other end of that vote stealing and did it really well, I might add. He's also a pretty strong challenge competitor. Unfortunately, the king of losing tiebreakers, but again, still a very strong competitor. Everyone has played a good game and has a very good case to make if they make it in the right way at the end. So it's kind of up to anyone, but that's how I see it.
Thank you all for the great discussion tonight, but obviously we have a vote to get to. So with that, it is time to vote.
One second, Miguel. So I mentioned earlier that I kind of want threats out a little bit, and I have an idea of what's going to happen. I have a bit of a plan, and that plan I think can still go forward even if I'm not there. So I would like to use an advantage tonight.
This man's packing an arsenal.
All right, so
just like last week, Jay, would you like to explain to everybody what your advantage is and what it does?
I am going to use the safety without power advantage, which means that I won't be able to vote. I'm going to leave tribal council, but I also can't be voted for.
All right, so you heard him, safety without power. Jay gets to exit the Zoom meeting. In a second, I'm going to ask him to leave. At that point, he cannot be voted for, but he also cannot participate in tonight's tribal council. So he will be safe tonight, but he has no power in deciding how the vote goes.
Yeah, quick question. Were you just like DMing Jay these like advantages? Like, how did that work?
Share a little kiss.
I'm going to now ask Jay to exit the Zoom meeting. So see you later.
Okay, thank you. Before I go, I just want to say to the person that I think's gonna go home tonight, I'm sorry, but I think it had to happen.
All right, now it is time to vote.
My vote's gonna be Taryn. I'm hoping that Jay said that as like a red herring and that he actually means that to Taryn, because I would never do Jay dirty like this. So he better not be doing me dirty like this right now.
Apparently people are tripping over advantages left and right in this game, but thankfully my squad still has one of our own. So we're rubber, you're glue, whatever you might try to bounce off yourself will only end up sticking back onto you if there is a revote, but I'm not sure there will be.
A suitcase.
Dang, I was closest in size in my guess.
It's Pat in there.
It's Pat's mouth.
All right. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and they'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Hey, Miguel.
Yeah?
I have an idol. And I would like to play it on myself. Here's my idol.
Nice.
That could be a waste. I have no idea what's happening anymore, but at least I'll make it to next week.
All right. Well, the rules of Survivor state that if somebody plays a hidden immunity idol, all votes cast against that person will not count. So Taryn has played a hidden immunity idol. All votes cast against her will not count. All right. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Taryn, does not count. Taryn, does not count. Kelechi, that's one vote Kelechi. Kelechi, that's two votes Kelechi. 11th person voted out of Survivor Zoom Island and the 6th member of our jury, Kelechi. Kelechi, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go.
Next time on Survivor.
It's hard to be fully transparent with anyone in this game.
I have been playing a very safe game. That's in my nature.
Jay is vulnerable, and Jay is the most obvious target. That should be a pretty easy consensus vote.
Zach told me that me and Taryn are the two big fish left, and I think that's true.
I'm not going home. I'm not a threat to these people. There's no possible way that any of them think I'm capable of winning the challenge to like get myself into the top 30. Even like either one.